Welcome. We've got some thrilling Arsenal news lined up for you, so stay tuned until the end to catch all the latest updates. And don't forget to leave 300 likes to keep us motivated in bringing you the latest Arsenal updates. Christian Mosquera hails Beast Arsenal teammate Viktor Gyokeres for aiding his Premier League transition. Arsenal's summer signing Christian Mosquera has credited training with the Beast Viktor Gyokeres for his rapid adaptation to the Premier League. The young Spanish defender, who joined from Villarreal, was thrust into the Gunners' first team after William Saliba's early injury in a match against Liverpool. Partnering Gabriel Magalhaes, Mosquera delivered a composed performance despite Dominic Szoboszlai's stunning free-kick sealing a narrow defeat. With 8 appearances already under his belt, Mosquera has praised the intensity of Arsenal's training sessions, particularly the challenge of facing Gyokeres, whom he describes as an animal whose presence elevates defenders' performances. The Spaniard also highlighted the supportive environment at Arsenal, noting the presence of Spanish-speaking teammates and Mikel Arteta's clear vision as key factors in his seamless integration. As Arsenal sit atop the Premier League table heading into the international break, following Liverpool's recent stumble with 3 consecutive losses, Mosquera's development bodes well for their title aspirations. The Gunners return to action against Fulham on the 18th of October, with Arteta hoping Gyokeres can rediscover his scoring touch. Despite the striker's tireless work rate earning plaudits, he has managed just 3 goals in his first 10 appearances, with 2 against newly promoted Leeds United and 1 against a struggling Nottingham Forest. With Manchester United set to face Liverpool at Anfield the following day, Arsenal will be eager to maintain their momentum and capitalise on any further slip-ups from their rivals. Declan Rice speaks out to Viktor Gyokeres about Arsenal's new star lighting up Blighty. Arsenal have once again captured the nation's imagination, thanks to the electrifying performances of their summer signing, Viktor Gyokeres, snapped up from Sporting Lisbon in 2025. The Swedish striker has taken the Emirates by storm, bagging crucial goals, including one in the 2-0 dispatching of West Ham, while also clinching the UEFA Nations League top scorer crown with a cracking 7 goals in 6 matches for Sweden. Gyokeres mania has swept across social media, with the only Gyokeres fans like this meme racking up tens of thousands of likes on X, cementing his status as the latest darling of the Gooner faithful. Gyokeres, signed for a tidy £60 million, is proving to be a proper bargain. Standing at a towering 1.87 m, he's got the physicality of a classic number 9, blending Zlatan Ibrahimovic's presence with the pace and clinical finishing of Arsenal's old hero, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, in his pomp. His goal against West Ham was textbook. Latching onto a pinpoint pass from Martin Degaard, he outfoxed the defender with clever movement before rifling a shot into the bottom corner. Opta-stats show his converting 78% of big chances, miles ahead of the average top-flight striker, making him the answer to Arsenal's long-standing striker woes. Beyond the goals, Gyokeres is a tactical gem. He's clocking up 2.3 key passes per 90 minutes and a whopping 15.6 pressure actions per 90 minutes, per FBref, fitting like a glove into Mikel Arteta's high-intensity system. Fans are buzzing about his similarity to Aubameyang, but Gyokeres brings a modern twist with his tireless work rate off the ball. He's not just a poacher but a proper team player, knitting together Arsenal's attacks with the likes of Degaard and Bukayo Saka, who've been running the show in midfield and out wide. The buzz around Gyokeres isn't just on the pitch, it's shaking up the transfer rumour mill too. With his market value now tipped to hit £80 to £100 million, Arsenal are reportedly keen to tie him down with a long-term deal, especially with Manchester United and Barcelona sniffing about. Meanwhile, whispers of a contract extension for Degaard have got tongues wagging, with Bayern Munich and PSG eyeing the Arsenal skipper, who's notched 5 assists and 3 goals in the Premier League this season. Losing Degaard, with his 86% passing accuracy in the final third, would be a right kick in the teeth for the Gunners. Declan Rice, Arsenal's midfield linchpin, couldn't hold back his admiration for Gyokeres after the West Ham win. Viktor's a beast in front of goal, but what makes him special is his work off the ball. He runs, presses, and creates space for us in midfield. Him being UEFA Nations League top scorer? No surprise to me, he's got a world-class mentality, Rice told reporters, fresh off scoring himself in the match. His words underline Gyokeres' all-around impact, proving he's more than just a goal machine. Gyokeres' rise has sent Arsenal fans into a frenzy, with X-posts tagged #Gyokeres sparking cheeky jabs like Holland who, from the North London faithful. This comes as Degaard remains the heartbeat of Arsenal's play, his vision and through balls feeding the likes of Gyokeres and Soccer. Reports suggest Arsenal are pushing to extend Degaard's contract, set to run until 2028, with a bumper pay rise to £300,000 a week, fending off interest from Europe's big dogs. Arsenal's red-hot form has them sitting pretty at the top of the Premier League table heading into the international break, boasting the best defensive record in the club's 138-year history, just 4 goals conceded from open play with Gabriel and William Saliba in the side. This has pundits on TalkSport and fans on X proclaiming them favourites for both the Premier League and Champions League in 2025-26. Gyokeres will face sterner tests against the likes of Manchester City and Liverpool, but for now, he's got the Emirates dreaming big. Strategically, keeping Gyokeres and Degaard is Arsenal's top priority to build a dynasty that could dominate English football. The fans' rallying cry of "trust the process" is echoing louder than ever, and with performances like these, it's hard not to buy into the hype. Gyokeres is fast becoming a cult hero, while Degaard's leadership could steer Arsenal to their first major silverware since the Invincibles era. If Arsenal can keep this momentum going, Gyokeres might just etch his name into Emirates folklore, with Degaard as the maestro pulling the strings. With the fans' passion spilling over on social media and the team looking unstoppable, 2025-26 could be the season Arsenal finally bring home the bacon. COIG. Arsenal release one of the finest finishers of the last 15 years for £0. Arsenal have been thriving under Mikel Arteta's stewardship, and there's a growing sense that this season could be their best chance in 2 decades to clinch a coveted Premier League title. After 7 matches, the Gunners sit atop the table with 16 points from a possible 21, narrowly edging out Liverpool, who trail by a single point following consecutive defeats. New technical director Andrea Berta has made waves with some astute summer signings, with Martin Zubimendi and Eberechi Eze particularly catching the eye. However, the £60 million acquisition of Viktor Gyokeres has yet to fully ignite, despite the striker's glowing reputation earned through stellar performances at Sporting Lisbon, Portugal's back-to-back league champions. Gyokeres, at the very least, knows where the goal is. That said, his early outings this season have left something to be desired. Sky Sports pundit Gary Neville has labelled him a battering ram capable of overpowering smaller sides, but there's a sense he may need to elevate his game when facing technically superior opponents. His frustrations haven't been confined to domestic competition either, with the 27-year-old failing to capitalise on his first 2 Champions League appearances for Arsenal. Against Athletic Bilbao and Olympiacos, he squandered 3 clear-cut chances, according to SofaScore data. It's worth noting, however, that the season is still in its infancy, with just 2 months gone. There's ample time for the prolific forward to settle into his role as Arsenal's leading marksman in the Premier League. As Neville alluded, the contrast between Gyokeres' direct, physical style and the more refined, technical play of his attacking teammates isn't necessarily a drawback. That said, he'll need to sharpen his link-up play to truly shine in Arteta's system. Despite his potential to become Arsenal's finest centre-forward in years, questions linger over whether Gyokeres can eclipse the club's standout strikers from the past decade or more. Indeed, one former Arsenal frontman, a seasoned veteran, has started the current campaign in even more scintillating form than Arteta's latest marquee signing. That man is Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, who joined Arsenal from Borussia Dortmund for £56 million in January 2018. During his time at the Emirates, the Gabonese striker plundered 92 goals in just 163 appearances, while also providing 21 assists. Though his departure from the club was somewhat acrimonious, Aubameyang left an indelible mark under Arteta, delivering the only silverware of the Spaniard's tenure thus far with 4 goals in the latter stages of the 2019-20 FA Cup, including a brace in the semi-final against Pep Guardiola's Manchester City. Aubameyang hit the ground running in the 2019-20 Premier League season, notching 10 goals in his first 13 matches before finishing with 22 league goals. He was 28 when he arrived in North London, and his career has continued to flourish since leaving Arsenal. Remarkably, now at 36 and playing for Marseille, Aubameyang has already scored 4 goals and provided 3 assists in 7 appearances across all competitions this season. Incredibly, Aubameyang is outshining Gyokeres, a player nearly 9 years his junior who notched an astonishing 97 goals over 2 seasons in Portugal, including a hat-trick against Manchester City in last year's Champions League. When looking at Arsenal's top Premier League goalscorers season by season since Aubameyang's last prolific campaign at the club, it's clear that supporters and pundits alike have been justified in pointing out the lack of quality in the final third, which has often hindered an otherwise talented attacking unit. Gyokeres' 3 goals from 7 Premier League outings this season isn't a disastrous return, but his performances have been underwhelming, with 4 missed big chances and an average of fewer than 6 passes per game at a 56% completion rate. While he's found the net 3 times in the league, he's yet to hit top form if he hopes to rival, let alone surpass, Aubameyang as Arsenal's premier centre-forward in recent memory. Sky Sports journalist Dougie Critchley has marvelled at how one of the finest finishers of the last 15 years continues to prove his worth on the biggest stages. With Aubameyang still outperforming the Swedish striker at Marseille this season, questions persist about Gyokeres' suitability for a side expected to mount a sustained title challenge. Whether he can breach the 22-goal mark this term remains uncertain, but Arteta will undoubtedly be hoping for more from his expensive summer recruit, especially when compared to Aubameyang's enduring ability to exploit movement and positioning to score with the consistency and ruthlessness that belie his age. Thanks for watching Arsenal Time. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment below. Continue following the Gunners' journey with us, and see you in the next video. Come on, you Gunners!